What's going on, guys? Welcome back. And today I'm going to be showing you some custom Avengers Endgame minifigures. As of the release of this video, the Avengers Endgame sets have not come out. I may go out and get some next week because that's when they release. But I want to kind of save up my money because I don't have a ton of money saved up, so I'm going to try and be more careful about my purchases in the future. Because I've just been kind of buying a lot of Lego nonstop and not really thinking about my purchases, so I'm going to try and be more careful with that. But anyway, I have a lot of figures here. Some appear in the sets, some appear in different variants in sets, and some just don't appear in the sets in general. So, we're gonna get into it. And also, I know there's like a black, like, weird spot, like, right here on the video film. I don't know why, that's like an issue with my camera. I'm trying to fix it, but like, right now I don't really know what to do about it, so that, I can't really do anything about that right now, so hopefully it doesn't detract too much from the quality of the video. But anyway, first up here we have Rocket. Now, in the sets, Rocket does appear, and he has, like, these gunmetal gray shoulder pads. But other than that, the figure is in a Quantum Realm suit, so he's basically stripped of all his uniqueness. So you see Rocket in his costume in a few shots in the trailers, the one when he's on War Machine's shoulder, and then in the Super Bowl spot when he's opening the door to, like, that shed. So for his costume, apparently it's, like, based off of a comic book design. So for him, I gave him the dark blue legs from the regular Rocket, the dark blue short legs from the Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 Rocket or Infinity War Rocket, the same head as Rocket from Infinity War in Volume 2, but I gave him the torso from Bucky Barnes or White Wolf from Avengers Infinity War from the Bricktober pack, with blue arms and then red hands, because his comic book design has like some red on it. And then for his gun, I gave him like this Alien Conquest gun with binoculars at the end, and then a little clip here for his gun that you see him holding in the one shot when he's on War Machine's shoulder. And then he has these goggles on the top, which I just got some goggle pieces and sticky tacked them to his head because he has some goggles on his head in that shot. But yeah, that's pretty much it for Rocket. Next up, we have Rhodey, and a lot of these figures are just casual outfits for the characters from the films. So for Rhodey, or War Machine, I guess you could say casual War Machine. But Rhodey is his real name, James Rhodes. So for his hair, I gave him the dark, or not the dark brown, the black fin hair, because he has like very short hair. So that's just the best hairpiece for him. The face I used is from the General Grievous Combat Speeder from Mace Windu. It just looks really good for his more serious look that he usually has. And I think it works really perfectly if you don't have the Iron Man 3 Rhodey face. The torso is from Shocker, and then, because he just wears a plain sweater in a lot of the stuff we've seen. And also, I'll be using a lot of these designs in my Ninjago and Endgame series as well. And the arms are just from General Zod from the Lego Batman Minifigures Series 2. They just have some nice silver printing that add to the design of the figure. And then I just gave him plain dark blue legs, but he does have, like, his leg stabilizers. So if you want to emulate those, use some, like, I tried using out some, like, Ultron drone legs, because they have those little blue elements that help complement the, like, look of his robotic legs, or not robotic, but, like, his leg assists. And you could also use the War Machine legs from Infinity War as well, just for, like, some, like, leg stabilizers, whatever you want to call them. Next up, we have War Machine from the film, in his actual suit. No, this one was really fun to make. I made this for that clip that I posted yesterday. I don't know if I posted it yesterday or, like, 2 days ago. It depends on when I'm posting this. But I posted that, like, War Machine and Rocket clip. So the torso, arms, legs are all the same from Infinity War, as well as the helmet and the face underneath. But, he's got, like, more bulky armor, and, like, he has, like, more black on the bottom of his mask, which they do have in the in the Endgame sets, but those aren't out yet at this point. But I got this, like, old armor piece, and it's from, like, one of those deep-sea divers sets from a long time ago, from, like, a character called, like, Ogle or something. And what I did was I painted it all up with, like, silver, and then, like, a little bit of red there for the arc reactor in the chest, and it adds to, like, the look of, like, his more bulky armor. So I literally just put that over top of there's the arc reactor from the normal suit, but I just put that over top of the Infinity War suit, and it adds for, like, a look as if he's got, like, a more bulky armor, which is the best we can do currently for the, for Rhodey's suit in Endgame. So yeah, that's how I designed War Machine. Next up, we have Tony. Now, not all these are painted. A lot of these are actually purist customs. Next up, we have Tony Stark, and I used the face from Infinity War, from like the normal suit version. I don't know why, I just like that face. I gave him the dark brown Steve Trevor hair. This is obviously based when he's like on the Benatar in space. And yeah, I gave him the torso and legs from the version from the Bricktober pack from last year because it has the arc reactor. I would recommend using the Malibu Mansion one from 2013, but if you don't have that, this is a fine substitute. And then I just gave him plain skin-colored arms and hands because he's like doesn't have any sleeves when you see him there. So that's how I designed Tony when he's like on the Benatar. Next up, we have Nebula, and I've shown you this figure before, but it has some updates. Torso, legs, and the right arm are all from Yondu. But I gave her the arm from Bucky from the Avengers Infinity War Bricktober pack. It has that little printing there that looks like Nebula's kind of cyborg arm, and it just has printing and it looks pretty cool. And then I gave her these 2 batons that she has in the trailers. She used 1 in Infinity War, but it looks like she'll have 2 in Endgame. And they're just a lightsaber hilt with a short gray bar sticking out of it for like her little like electrical baton things. Next up, we have Ronin, the Hawkeye when you know he goes all insane after his family dies, supposedly. So this is the Ronin Hawkeye variant. I gave him the Cole torso from 2012 from Ninjago, the ZX version of that Cole figure. I don't know, it just looks really cool. It's the best torso we have. The arms are not purist. They're from like a painted custom I did for Killmonger. They just have some nice gold details that add to the Ronin design. Plain black hands. The legs from like one of those, they come in all of those Ninjago spinners from last year. With just some gold printing, they added some nice detail. I gave him this silver katana because he's like sharpening a sword on his arm or something in the trailers. I gave him the face from Age of Ultron Hawkeye because it's still the best resemblance to Jeremy Renner out of all the Hawkeye heads. I then gave him the short dark brown hair from like Marty McFly and stuff. It's come in a lot of figures. And then I gave him just a quiver on the back to add to the Hawkeye look. If you want to have him in just his normal suit, because it looks like he'll be wearing another sort of normal suit, like as opposed to the Ronin suit. So if you want to go for that, just give him the Civil War Hawkeye torso and legs. That's a custom painted arm, but just give him that. That works the best for just his normal suit that he has. So yeah, that's how I designed Ronin. Next up, we have Scott Lang, Ant-Man, but just as Scott Lang, like casual Scott Lang. So the hair is from Hawkeye, the spiky dark brown, or spiky light brown hair. It comes in a lot of sets. You could use something like the Dareth hair from Ninjago, but I just think it looks too weird. I just personally prefer this, the Hawkeye hair. From Age of Ultron and Civil War, because he didn't use it in the first Avengers. And then the face is from Star-Lord, and man, I honestly never realized how great this face is for Paul Rudd. Like, I honestly think it looks more like Paul Rudd than it did for Bucky, because they used it for Bucky in Civil War as well. But it was most primarily used on Star-Lord. And man, I think it looks even more like Paul Rudd than Chris Pratt. Like, honestly, this looks great. It's got the stubble, the smile, and then the other face has this more, like, agitated, but also sort of confused look, which could work when he's looking at all the missing posters on the post in the trailer. He has plain black pants, so I gave him the Death Star Trooper legs with just a little bit of printing. The Owen jacket from Jurassic World 2, Fallen Kingdom. It just looks really good with the brown jacket and the kind of the jean-looking shirt under there, or like that blue shirt and then the brown jacket over top. I just really like that. And that version had blue sleeves to match the undershirt, so just give him plain brown arms to like make it look like a full jacket. But yeah, that's how I designed Paul Rudd, or Scott Lang. And then for his suit in the film, he's wearing the, other than the Quantum Realm suit, he just wears the Ant-Man suit that he had in Ant-Man and the Wasp. So just use the Ant-Man and the Wasp figure, but I'd recommend replacing the face with the Star-Lord one. So that's how you can have him in the actual suit. Next up, we have Thor when he meets Carol Danvers at the end of the newest trailer, trailer 2. Oh, and the music there was actually just right when he meets Carol Danvers. Yeah, it's a funny coincidence. But the hair and face are from Infinity War Thor, or Ragnarok Thor, wherever you want to get them from. The torso is from Mini Superheroes Today. credit to him for this design. The Steve Trevor torso from Wonder Woman, but without gray hands, just plain skin-colored hands, and then the Death Star Trooper legs once again. So that's how I designed him, and then this figure of Thor is exactly the same. I've shown him in many past videos, so if you want to see this design for like the regular suit Thor, because his main suit in the film is the same as it was at the end of Infinity War when he goes to Wakanda, so I've done countless videos on this figure, so check those out. But also I added this new print, which came on like Ant-Man's Coke can from that Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantum Realm Explorer set, which I added for extra detail. That's the only update on this version of Thor. Next up, we have a bunch of different Captain America variants. So first up is the bearded one, and this is, I'm pretty sure it'll be a scene in Endgame, but it's actually from the post-credit scene of Captain Marvel. Because you see, I guess, spoiler alert for Captain Marvel in the post-credit scene, you catch up with the Avengers and they have Nick Fury's pager, and then Carol Danvers, Captain Marvel herself, shows up. But Steve still has his beard, Steve Rogers, so I gave him the face and hair from the Infinity War cap. Just works really well. Obviously still the best for when he has his beard. He's wearing a plain white shirt, so I just got a plain white torso with no printing on either side. And then these white short-sleeved arms. Yeah, so he's just wearing like a plain white t-shirt. And I got those from Dorothy from the Lego Movie 2 CMF series. Dorothy from Wizard of Oz. But they've come on other figures, it's just that's where I got those. And the legs are from like a Death Trooper from Rogue One. Just got a nice belt there and some nice printing. So that's how I designed the bearded Steve Rogers from the Captain Marvel post-credit scene. Next up we have Steve Rogers from Infinity War after he shaves. So the face is from Obi-Wan Kenobi, the young Obi-Wan Kenobi from the Phantom Menace Lego sets. I got mine from the Duel on Naboo. The same like orange hairpiece. And then just a black arms with skin-colored hands, dark beige pants, and just a plain black torso. It's actually a Star Wars torso, like Emperor Palpatine torso, flipped around. But so you just don't see the printing. So yeah, that's how I designed this version of Steve Rogers, just with the plain black shirt. Next up, we have Black Widow. Now this version is pretty fun to make. It's kind of a mix of multiple versions, and people have talked about how the crazy continuity of her hair, where in some scenes she has like blonde in the trailers, and then she has like red with blonde growing out, and then when they're walking out in the quantum suits, she has red hair. I do not know how that's going to work out in the film. People are saying time jump. I don't know. We'll just have to wait and see, because they're doing a good job of hiding the plot of the film in the trailers. I gave her the Black Widow torso, so this is more based off when she's back at the Avengers facility. Kind of off of the Captain Marvel post-credit scene, but also it's kind of a mix of multiple versions. So if you want to have the one when she's shooting at the targets at Avengers HQ, use like the just a plain black torso, just like Steve Rogers, but with skin-colored arms and with the ponytail here. And if you want to do a one when she's going to meet Hawkeye, use the Nia torso, the casual Nia torso from the Ninjago movie Ninjago City Chase sets. But this is based off when she's at the Avengers HQ. So I gave her this gun, just this plain pistol piece, plain black legs, the Age of Ultron torso with plain black arms, but I actually got this arm from an Agent figure. It has the little bracelet there, and she has her shocking bracelet, so I thought I'd use that. Skin-colored hands, the Black Widow face from Infinity War, which is actually Jyn Erso's. And you can also get it from Mera from Aquaman, if you don't have it from Black Widow. This plain orange ponytail piece, which I don't know where it's from, but I think it works out pretty well for her when she has her ponytail. And then if you want her when she's got her blonde hair, you can use the blonde hair from Infinity War, which looks more yellow. A lot of people use the Lloyd hair, and I liked that hair for a while, but I stopped liking it after a while. And then if you want to have her with like a different hairpiece, try out the Mad-Eye Moody hairpiece from Harry Potter. A lot of people have been using it and they like it. I personally don't, but if you like that hair design, go ahead and use it. So that's how you can design Black Widow from Endgame so far. Like a lot of these, once again, like in the trailers, they're hiding a lot of stuff. So it's hard to design these because we don't have a lot of reference from the film. Because the Russo brothers are only showing the first like 10 to 20 minutes in the trailers and stuff. So here's Captain Marvel next, Carol Danvers. So she has blue powers in the Captain Marvel set. They're fixing that in the Endgame sets because she's coming back as the same figure, but she has orange powers this time. But for mine, I gave her the dual molded Spider-Man legs from Spider-Man Homecoming. A lot of people have used this design already, but mine's slightly changed. I used the Iron Spider arms from Avengers Infinity War, the torso from the Captain Marvel figure from Captain Marvel, and the face I changed. They used the Kira face from Solo: A Star Wars Story for her in her set and in the endgame sets, but I personally prefer the same face from Black Widow. I just think it looks more like Brie Larson. And then the hair is from Elizabeth Swann from the Pirates of the Caribbean sets, because in Endgame it looks like she'll have more long hair than she did in her own movie. And then I gave her the orange powers from the Sanctum Sanctorum set, which were used for Doctor Strange's powers there. So that's how I designed her. Last up we have Bruce Banner. So the face is the same from the Infinity War and Ragnarok sets. I actually still think it's the best for Mark Ruffalo as Bruce Banner. The hair is from Superman, the black Superman hair. The torso is from Harry Potter, from the Harry Potter sets from 2018, the little blue jacket one. He has like a suit on, sort of, like a nice looking suit. But the best I had for that dark blue color is this torso. It's like a jacket, sweater sort of thing. I think it looks okay though. I think it's the best I have. And the legs are from Lloyd from the Lego Ninjago minifigure series. They're from, like, he comes in a lot of sets, the green sweater Lloyd. They come in a lot of figures, but yeah, I just gave him those. And it does have, like, a green jacket overlapping the belt, not a blue one. But it works okay. And then I've shown you this design before, but if you want them in the quantum suits, just get the torso and legs from the Age of Ultron Iron Legion figures. With all of the torso and legs, but then I just put Tony's head and hair on here just to show you an example. So you can just put any character's head and hair on the Iron Legion torso and legs, and it'll look like the Avengers in the Quantum suits. Or the Quantum Realm suits. So you guys let me know what you think of these custom Avengers Endgame minifigures. I'm sorry, this video is going on really long, so I'm going to end it off here. So you guys let me know what you think of these custom Avengers Endgame Lego minifigures in the comments, and I hope you guys have a great day. Take care.